Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 6th January 2021. So let us see which are the important articles in today's The Hindu newspaper. So these are the important articles. Let us see one by one. So first article on page number 6. The context of the article, again it is discussing about the farm bills or farm laws that have been enacted by the parliament, and the farm protest or farmers protest that is going on at present and their demands. So already we have discussed this issue. There is pretty much repetition of all these issues discussed in the body part of this article, but in last part, expert recommendations. So this is the new aspect or new point that we need to look into. So, as a way forward, we can give this expert recommendation by quoting the committees, a reference to the committees that can be given in your answer. So that's why that part we will look into here. So expert recommendations. The so far neglected problem of stagnation and high input prices in agriculture can be addressed through systematic approach proposed in the MS Swaminathan Commission or Ashok Dalwai Committee. So these two important, let's say, expert bodies, they have, or committees, commission, they have given recommendations for augmenting farmers' income. So typical examples are like, first, transition being worked out for farmers to move out of water soaking paddy crop in Punjab, Haryana to other crops. So basically we can say that earlier also we have talked about this, that rice or paddy crop is not agroclimatically suitable crop in Punjab and Haryana region because it is water intensive crop, it is tropical crop, and that's why we can say it is having more and more irrigation, require more and more irrigation in that region. That's why the groundwater is being extracted at very large rate or scale, we can say. So that's somehow it is impacting the soil productivity in that region. Okay, soil is becoming infertile more and more. That's why we need to shift to the other crops in that region. This is one of the recommendation. In say in next 5 years, they would reduce the area under the paddy cultivation, such kind of shift, by 20 to 30%, and the loss they incur in short run will be compensated by the government. So government can come up with such idea for crop diversification or agroclimatically suitable crops in that region. Okay, and this could be, for example, also be done for sugar cane in the western Maharashtra. So basically here western Maharashtra, and that too the eastern part of, or let's say the rain shadow region of Western Ghats, which is somehow drought prone region, and in that region, which is drought prone region, where water intensive sugar crop is being, let's say, grown at large scale, somehow it has led to more and more extraction of groundwater in that region, and therefore it is also not sustainable, let's say, agriculture farming practices in that region, and therefore it should be also shifted to other crops. So such kind of recommendations have been given by the expert committees. Try to write them as a way forward in your answer whenever we talk about the agriculture reforms, or we can say cropping pattern, which is part of your syllabus. Fine. So yes, this much input is enough from this article. Next, changing contours of India-UK ties. So recently we can understand, because of the high rate of spread of the new variant a new variant of coronavirus in UK, UK Prime Minister has said that he will not attend the Republic Day parade, let's say, celebrations in India. The earlier they have accepted, had accepted the invitation of India to be present as a chief guest in Republic Day parade, but it is now cancelled. So choosing the chief guest has been one of the, let's say, discretionary power of our Prime Minister, exclusive power, we will say. Nomination of chief guest for Republic Day parade is the Prime Minister's exclusive gift, and he or she is not known to consult others or outside the cabinet. So for prelims examination or in general knowledge, past guest, or we can say since 2015, like US President Barack Obama in 2015, French President Francois Hollande, so in 2016, Crown Prince of UAE 2017, ASEAN leaders in 2018, South African president in 2019, Brazilian president in 2020, and British Prime Minister this year. He was invited for 2021. Okay, so the focus of our Prime Minister has been largely to the Western countries to invite as a chief guest. At the same time, the article is also talking about there is let's say changing nature of India UK relations in near future because of, let's say, first now Britain has left the European Union, so Brexit agreement has been accepted now, and therefore there will be new kind of negotiations will be required with UK. Okay. At the same time, there are two other important, let's say, platforms where India and UK can cooperate in near future. First is that India will be the non-permanent member of UNSC and UK is already permanent member of UNSC, so they can cooperate on certain aspect in United Nations Security Council. And second is that in 2021 UK will be hosting India as invitee to G7 and UNFCC, ये जो ग्लासगो में होने वाला है COP UK में. Fine. So there also UK will host India, so there will be somehow more cooperation, collaboration between these two countries. So some basics and some facts regarding bilateral relations. ठीक है, तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. Whenever there is a question regarding bilateral, there is you need to know the people to people contact, or we can say that any investment or tourism, or we can also talk about the business to business contact. तो इसके बारे में आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं. डायस्पोरा, like India UK links are substantial. For example, 1.5 million persons of Indian origin reside in Britain. 15 of them are members of parliament, 3 in cabinet, 2 holding high office as finance and home minister. So this is a very important aspect for India. Before COVID-19, there were 500,000 tourists from India to Britain annually. Around 30,000 Indian students study in Britain. Britain is among the top investors in India, and India is second biggest investor and major job creator in Britain. So such kind of facts you can write whenever there is bilateral related. So ये आप potential में लिख सकते हो. So there is potential for growth of bilateral relations, you can say that. So ये diaspora या people to people, business to business contact, tourism, all these things are very important when we talk about India UK, and it also has some ancestral links from British India time. ठीक है, तो historical links है, उसको हम बोल सकते हैं कि relationship में. So such kind of approach should be there when we talk about India UK bilateral relations. ये बीच में ज़्यादा मतलब इतना important content नहीं है, ठीक है, ये last में और ये शुरुआत में important content. Fine? Okay. Moving on to next. Yes, today Asian waterbird census off to flying start. So Asian waterbird census, sorry यहाँ पे waterbird होना चाहिए, waterbird census AWC. So it has been, let's say, commenced in Andhra Pradesh under the guidance of experts from BNHS, covering 24 sites including Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary, Koleru Lake and Krishna Sanctuary. ये है आंध्र प्रदेश में located है. So you can look into the locations, कहाँ exactly locations है ये sanctuary and lake का. Koleru Lake, earlier we have talked about this. Okay, so one of the largest freshwater lake है Koleru Lake, Krishna and Godavari rivers के बीच में. Fine, उनके deltas के बीच में located है. So basic information about Asian waterbird census for prelims examination. This is important. Every January this census is conducted by volunteers across Asia and Australia by visiting wetlands, because waterbirds are generally located in lake or wetlands region. So this AWC or Asian water bird census is an integral part of global water bird monitoring program that is called as International Water Bird Census. ठीक है, तो इसी का एक पार्ट है ये. दिस इज कोऑर्डिनेटेड बाय वेटलैंड्स इंटरनेशनल. सो यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स हैज ऑलरेडी आस्क्ड द क्वेश्चन ऑन वेटलैंड्स इंटरनेशनल. This is NGO, non-profit organization working towards protection of these, let's say, wetlands and related animals, flora and fauna. AWC, that is Asian Waterbird Census, has been let's say initiated since 1987 on in the Indian subcontinent, and since then it has grown rapidly to cover region of Asia from Afghanistan eastward, Japan, Southeast Asia and Australia. Till date 27 countries are covered in this census. Okay? So Asian Waterbird Census. So there can be question like this one. Yes. Which of the following, consider the following statement about Asian Waterbird Census. It started in 1987, correct statement. It is part of International Waterbird Census, correct. It is coordinated by Wetland International, this is also correct. So that's why answer is all of them. Article also has a mention of one important bird, endangered species of bird. This is Indian skimmer. ठीक है, तो ये भी आप नोट डाउन कर सकते हो, कुछ पॉइंटर्स होते हैं प्रीलिम्स के लिए, तो एलिमिनेशन के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. ठीक है, एंडेंजर्ड एंड क्रिटिकली एंडेंजर्ड स्पेसीज ऑफ बर्ड्स, मैमल्स, प्लांट्स, एम्फीबियंस, रेप्टाइल्स, ये आपको पता होने चाहिए. ओके, नेक्स्ट, पुणे हब टू ट्रैक वैक्सीन चेन अक्रॉस 41 cities. So this is again good development in terms of infrastructure and monitoring of this process, vaccine delivery. Command and control center have been set up at the center's aviation cargo wing, AIICLAS. So AIICLAS, Airports Authority of India, Cargo Logistics and Allied Services Company Limited. So Pune, where the vaccine manufacturer Serum Institute of India is located, is considered now the hub of this let's say center. And from this, see here the chart is given how it is going to be distributed. तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए that first from manufacturer SII to the vaccine will be carried in the insulated vans to the airport, Pune airport, and from Pune airport it will be transported to 4 airports: Karnal, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata. Okay, and from them different, let's say from these 4 government depots, the stock will be shifted to 37 state stores. So such kind of state stores like a government medical stores depot at central governments, ठीक है, तो ये डेपोज में वहाँ पे जाएंगे और वहाँ से वैक्सीन विल बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड फ्रॉम स्टेट स्टोर्स टू डिस्ट्रिक्ट वैक्सीन स्टोर्स एंड देन टू प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर सेंटर्स in the insulated vans. These insulated vans will have temperature tracker which will upload the temperature data on central server in real time monitoring. So this is going to be the approach in vaccine delivery, movement of the vaccine, and this will be tracked in the real time manner. Fine? Okay. Next, Supreme Court clears the center's plan to build a 3 times bigger parliament. So about this Central Vista redevelopment project, we have already discussed the nitty-gritties about this project and parliament redevelopment project and all, but the Supreme Court has given the go ahead to this project, and it has not found any kind of, let's say, problems in this project. The government did not act against the public trust. Supreme Court has said that. And at the same time, the right to development is basic human right, and no organ of state is expected to become an impediment in the process of development as long as government proceeds in accordance with law. So we can understand that the government is working on the basis of law. There is no, let's say, any instance of misappropriation or anything like that. So at the same time, it is saying that the court cannot order the government to desist from spending money on one project and use it for something else. This is not the domain of, let's say, judiciary. This is the domain of executive, and executive is accountable to the parliament. Okay, ये basics है, आपको पता होना चाहिए. And the Supreme Court has rightly, let's say, maintained the restraint here. It has not gone into, let's say, judicial activism or overreach. Fine. Lastly, caption and quotation. Shock treatment do not work anywhere, be it agriculture, industry or economy. So basically the shock treatment in terms of radical reforms, okay, or far reaching reforms, be it in agriculture, industry or economy, they do not work properly. ऐसे वो आर्टिकल में, फर्स्ट आर्टिकल में यहाँ पे एक स्टेटमेंट था. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी कैन यूज दिस. अगर एग्रीकल्चर, इंडस्ट्रियल रिफॉर्म्स, इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स की बात होती है, सो दे शुड बी ग्रेजुअल इन नेचर. At the same time, they should be in decentralized manner, not uniform or one size fits all kind of things. Fine? Okay. So yes, these are the important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. For further information on editorial discussion or ED classes, wherein in-depth analysis of mains related issues and articles is done by Ansari sir and team, you can contact Lukman IAS. Thank you.